You step into a world where danger lurks, not in the shadows of the towering trees, but in the hearts of those who claim to cherish and protect it. Here, amidst the sprawling woods, the beauty of the wilderness is marred by the menacing presence of illegal hunters, their laughter echoing like a haunting melody through the delicate balance of nature. The sun, a reluctant witness, peeks timidly through the dense foliage, illuminating a forgotten truth. They exploit innocent creatures, their cries of anguish swallowed by the unforgiving night. The forest stands still, shrouded in an ominous silence that stretches like a taut string, humming with an unspoken tension. You can almost feel the energy pulsing beneath the soil, a warning whispered by the very ground that has nurtured life for centuries. With every step you take, the weight of this hidden horror bears down on your chest, an invisible burden that you can't shake off. You find yourself frozen in place as you catch a glimpse of what lies ahead. A makeshift camp, a heartbreaking contrast to the serene beauty surrounding it. From the dense underbrush, you peek into the dimly lit hunter's camp, feeling an icy tendril of dread creep up your spine. Caged animals, their eyes wide with fear and confusion, are a testament to the cruelty lurking here. With shackles of steel binding them, each creature trapped within its own prison yearns for freedom, for the feel of leaves brushing against their fur, for the joy of running wild under the vast sky. You feel the palpable tension in the air, a silence thick with despair and longing, as their cries mingle with the rustle of leaves, creating a haunting symphony of suffering. You watch in horror as the hunters gather around a flickering fire, their shadows dancing against the backdrop of darkness, their laughter echoing through the trees. It is a grotesque celebration of their gruesome trophies, exploited lives reduced to mere bragging rights. You can taste the bitterness of outrage and helplessness as you absorb the reality of their suffering. Every captured creature is a story cut short, a life extinguished for greed. The audacity of humanity to revel in the agony of the innocent ignites a fire within you, a fierce desire for retribution and change. As you turn your gaze away from the twisted scene, your eyes catch movement in the distance. A mother bear and her cubs, their bonds unbreakable, are navigating their world with the grace of beings who understand the simple beauty of existence. But danger looms, stalking closer with each passing moment. You sense the deep sorrow hidden behind the mother's protective gaze as she sniffs the air, her instincts warning her of the encroaching threat. Your heart races, caught in the tension of wanting to protect these innocent beings, knowing that their sanctuary may soon be trampled. The forest grows eerily quiet as night unfurls its dark cloak, casting shadows that stretch to engulf familiar paths. The laughter of the hunters fades into an unsettling hush, replaced by the ominous whispers of the woodland surrounding you. Branches crack silently underfoot as the growing isolation grips you, the encroaching danger amplifying your every breath. Each corner of the camp hums with the promise of impending violence against nature, a sinister anticipation hanging heavy in the air. You begin to empathize with the trapped animals. Their fear reflects a universal struggle against oppression, an emotional weight that presses against your chest with each stifled cry. The sense of urgency becomes palpable, a desperate plea echoing through the trees. As the hunters prepare for a brutal night, recounting the odds of their kill with smug satisfaction, you realize that soon they may all become mere statistics, pawns in a cruel game. In the darkness ahead, the sharp cries of the caged animals pierce through the silence, a call that reverberates deep within you. The stakes have never been higher. The forest is at risk of losing its beauty, its tranquility, to the insatiable greed of mankind. In that moment, you know that something must change, that the heart of the wild beats stronger than ever, yearning for justice, yearning for a savior. The world holds its breath, caught between fear and hope, waiting for the courage to rise amidst the chaos. The night deepens, draping the forest in a haunting shroud of darkness that stifles the last rays of light. The air thickens with tension as you listen intently, enveloped in the sounds of the wilderness. A symphony now playing a somber, sinister tune. You can feel it in your bones, a tremor of nervous energy coursing through the earth, as if the forest itself is holding its breath, bracing for what's to come. The hunter's laughter, once buoyant, now mingles with a darker undertone. You peer through the underbrush at their camp, watching as they boast about their prizes, cruelty masked as camaraderie. Each tale told among them is a heart-wrenching story of lives extinguished, of mothers torn from their young, of youthful deer turned into mere trophies. You feel anger rise within you, a torrent of outrage as their laughter pierces the tranquility of the woods, twisting it into something grotesque. The sound of metal clattering fills the air as they prepare their weapons, the metallic click echoing like a death knell. You watch in horror as their designs become clear, vivid images of a brutal night unspooling in your mind. A hunt devoid of honor, an exploitation of the innocent. The animals in their cages, you realize, are more than just captives. They are living souls, silenced and suffering. It hits you hard. A reminder that each creature desires freedom, the thrill of life, yet faces unimaginable fears just for existing. Your gaze drifts back to the mother bear and her cubs. Watching her, your heart aches with a mix of hope and dread. She's vigilant, poised in a way that betrays her knowledge of the impending danger. Each glance towards her cubs holds a wealth of love and protection, but also an undeniable dread. You sense her sorrow and determination, both fierce and unwavering, as she sniffs the air and listens intently, attuned to the brewing storm surrounding them. As night folds in deeper, the atmosphere shifts, an energy thrums through the forest, unmistakable and raw. The earlier silence deepens, every creature seems to sense a coming conflict. When the bear releases a deep, resonant growl, you feel it echo through your own chest. It's a warning, not just to her cubs, but to the very fabric of the forest. You are struck by the weight of her presence, as if nature itself is rising to defend its own. Then chaos breaks. You hear a sharp cry, a metal cage rattling violently. One of the trapped animals, a bear of another species, struggles against the bounds, echoing the despair felt by many. The urgent tone of its distress reverberates deep within you, a clarion call that reminds you of the stakes at play. The hunters listen, their attention captured, a twisted excitement igniting in their eyes. It's a calculated dance of dominance that plays out before you, their plans manifesting in real time. You watch as they exchange eager looks and silent nods, readying themselves for a ruthless night of slaughter. Their confidence is palpable, straining against the timeless bond shared between predator and prey. You feel your heart quicken. This isn't just a hunt, it's a quest for blood, for trophies that hang heavy with stories of sorrow. Suddenly, the mother bear steps out of the shadows, filling the clearing with both grace and ferocity. Her massive form is a magnificent silhouette against the sullen moonlight, an embodiment of nature's wrath, poised and ready for battle. You hold your breath, riveted by the unfolding scene. She stands tall and defiant, casting aside fear in favor of protection, a fierce guardian of the wild. A low growl rolls from her throat, a sound primal and rich with purpose. It weaves through the trees and carries on the wind, a summons for the bears, a plea for resistance. The hunters stand frozen for a brief heartbeat, caught between disbelief and the dawning realization that they may have underestimated the strength of the wild. The tension escalates, amplifying the darkness around as nature's force stands poised against human greed. In this moment, you understand. The forest isn't merely a backdrop, it's a living entity, a force ready to retaliate. You feel a surge of hope, pulsating with the rhythms of the bear's heartbeat. Knowing now, that the epic confrontation is just beginning. The balance of life hangs in the balance, the weight of existence teetering on the edge of something extraordinary. The world holds its breath, waiting for the roars of both nature and courage to break the silence. You know the time for action has come. In the charged silence that follows, you can feel time stretch, each heartbeat resonating like a drum. The mother bear stands her ground, her powerful frame a true embodiment of wild resilience against the encroaching darkness. Her fierce gaze locks onto the group of hunters, a steadfast protector ready to defend her territory at all costs. The lead hunter, emboldened by arrogance, steps forward with a flashlight beam cutting through the blackness. "This is our territory," he taunts, puffed up with a bravado that feels almost comical amidst the gravity of the confronting bear. You sense a flicker of fear creeping into his voice, an unsettling reminder that he might not be as untouchable as he believes. With a piercing roar that shatters the night, the mother bear counters his bravado. The sound travels through the trees, echoing like thunder rolling over the hills. For a split second, the hunters freeze, startled disbelief washing over their faces. But then, propelled by adrenaline, they reach for their weapons, eyes wide with a mix of fear and fury. Instinctively, you brace yourself. This is not a mere hunt anymore. The atmosphere crackles with a ferocity unmatched, a palpable essence of courage bubbling to the surface. The mother bear lunges, sleek and powerful, moving with a grace that contrasts sharply with the hunter's frantic movements. You watch as she swipes at the closest hunter, sending him crashing backward, his rifle clattering uselessly to the ground. A wave of exhilaration rushes through you. The hunters scramble back, bewildered, their bravado crumbling like dry leaves in autumn. As they stagger, uncertainty spreads like wildfire through their ranks, a stark contrast to the mother bear's unyielding resolve. With a swift, determined swipe, the bear claws her way toward the cage that binds her kin, her instincts on fire. You feel every pulse of her energy, a powerful reminder of the life force that thrives in this wilderness. The hunters, floundering in disarray, struggle to regain their composure. They're losing control. The wild is answering back, slipping through their fingers. And that's when you see it. A second bear emerges from the shadows. Freed from its cage by the fierce mother, the newcomer rushes forward, instinctively joining the fight against their captors. The sight of two bears side by side ignites something within you, a sense of unity that gives hope to this fierce struggle. The hunters seem to realize the stakes have just risen dramatically. They're no longer confronting a solitary opponent, but a united front of nature's guardians. Desperation clouds their judgment as they desperately brandish their weapons. But in their eyes, you can see panic smoldering, fear mingling with greed, drawing them further away from their initial intent. In this raging storm of emotions, the mother bear stands firm, her voice resonating with a primal call, asking the forest to rise with her. The trapped animals echo her courage, sensing an opportunity to reclaim their freedom. The trees seem to sway in response, rustling leaves whispering their support as the sounds of struggle rise, intertwining into a symphony of defiance against the hunter's vile intentions. And when another bear appears, a playful cub, a tiny image of innocence, your heart swells. The scene is both poignant and powerful. This tiny creature, full of life and spirit, embodies the very essence of the wild that the hunters wish to extinguish. You can't help but feel tears prick at the corners of your eyes. This is not just a battle against cruelty, it's a fight for the very soul of nature itself. Amidst the chaos, hope flickers like the gentle light of dawn breaking through the horizon. With every charge of the mother bear, every shift and movement of her allies, you see nature redefining its narrative. The balance shifts. The hunters, now backed into a corner, feel the keen edge of fear and desperation. They recall their stories of dominance, but now the plot thickens. The wild is losing its silence and embracing its roar. You lean in closer, heart racing wildly, as the bears weave through the trees, majestic guardians reclaiming their rightful world. This isn't just about survival, it's about justice, balance, and the power found within unity. The forest thunders with the beating of powerful hearts, yours intertwined with theirs, and in this moment of extraordinary courage, you cannot help but believe that nature will prevail. The struggle unfolds like a fierce storm, each breath sharp with tension. The mother bear stands tall, her spirit unyielding against the weight of greed encroaching on her home. Each growl resonates not just as a warning, but as a rallying cry, a declaration of defiance echoing deeply within you. You watch as fear begins to unfurl among the hunters, fraying their confidence, transforming it into frantic desperation. Their bravado, once so thick, now hangs precariously in the air, weighed down by the gravity of nature's response. Surrounded by the ancient trees that have witnessed countless battles, the forest itself seems to lean in, supporting the mother bear. The leaves are alive with whispers of encouragement, wrapping around her movements like a soft embrace. The atmosphere crackles with life and anticipation, and you realize the wild is not merely defending against trespassers, but actively reclaiming its essence. Suddenly, a heartbeat quickens. A playful cub darts from behind the trees, mirroring the fierce courage of its mother. The innocence embodied in this tiny creature brings a rush to your heart. It feels like witnessing the very soul of the wild, a bright spark of life that the hunters want to snuff out. Tears well up in your eyes. This is more than survival. This is a battle for all that is sacred and pure in nature. With every determined charge, the mother bear pushes forward in a sandstorm of fur and strength, an unstoppable force buoyed by her cub's presence. You let out a breath you didn't know you were holding, realizing that this moment ignites the flicker of hope, the dawn breaking within this tempestuous night. Every roar and clash of limbs serves to remind you of the delicate balance of life, now poised on a precipice. The hunters begin to falter, their weapons trembling in hand as the realization dawns on them. They are no longer the predators. They are prey in a wild defense that shatters their expectations. Panic spreads like wildfire among them, igniting the fear buried deep within their hearts. They lock eyes with the fierce spirit of the mother bear and see the powerful truth that nature has an indomitable will. You could almost touch the energy rising from the ground, coursing through the trees, channeling every ounce of courage and echoing its call for justice. Shadows seem to flicker and dance in the periphery as the forest embraces the battle. You can sense life responding, each rustle and whisper bringing forth an ancient wisdom long forgotten by humanity. The stakes have never been higher, and then it happens. A reckless shot rings out. Echoing against the backdrop of this primal confrontation, an abrupt jolt that tears through the scene like a jagged bolt of lightning. Your heart sinks at the sound, the world compressed into a single breathless second, and for a moment, all is still. But the mother bear charges on undeterred, embodying a force of nature. You feel the tide shift, the ground trembling beneath the hunters as they stumble backwards. The mother's fury unleashes something powerful, a surge of energy flowing through her, vibrating back to you, filling you with awe. She and her allies are a wall of strength standing with a singular purpose: to protect the life that defines this wild landscape. The hunters, flustered and confused, find themselves retreating. In their panic, they forget their mission, allowing fear to take root in their hearts. You realize that this moment is not just a fight for survival, it's a reclamation of identity, a reminder that the wilderness bears witness to the struggles of all its inhabitants, banding together against those who threaten their existence. The air hangs thick with courage as the mother bear, fierce and resolute, stands guard against the backdrop of the foreboding trees and wild undergrowth. You can feel the binding connection of life, how every creature, every leaf and branch pulses with resilience and determination. The forest is alive, a heartbeat of unity standing bravely against the oppressive weight of darkness. As you take in the scene, the mother bear, her cubs, the thrumming energy of the forest, you feel a growing sense of gratitude. An understanding swells within you that transcends mere witnessing. It's a communion with life itself, evoking a fierce respect for all that these unwavering creatures strive to protect. With each rustle of the trees, the beating of Earth's heart reverberates, uniting everyone witnessing this extraordinary battle of life and nature. As dawn's light begins to fracture the darkness, hope flares to life like a phoenix rising, illuminating the promising future this battle paves. The realization that this forest will always rise in defense of its own fills you with hope. In this moment, you grasp a profound truth. The wild isn't just a backdrop to humanity's ambition. It's a resilient entity, a guardian of life's tenacity, and it will always defend its soul. You stand as a witness to this sacred reality, knowing that the wild will emerge victorious time and again, a sentinel of balance amid the chaos of existence. As dawn breaks, the forest glimmers with a golden light, washing over the remnants of the recent struggle. The air is still, heavy with the scent of damp earth and whispered promises. Birds begin to sing, their melodies weaving through the trees, a triumphant chorus heralding the resilience of life. You stand, heart full, watching as the mother bear stands protectively over her cubs, a powerful sentinel in the gentle light. The hunters, once a looming threat, have vanished into the underbrush, their mission abandoned. Fear has replaced their arrogance, their confidence shattered by the strength of nature fighting back. You can hardly fathom what you've just witnessed. The wild has reclaimed its narrative, a testament to the spirit of all creatures bound in mutual purpose. In this moment, you reflect on the significance of the events that transpired. This was not merely a battle, it was a reclamation of life, a rallying cry for nature's guardians. The forest bears witness to countless stories, and you now understand your role in this intricate web of existence. You feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude surging through you, a deep connection to the heart of the wilderness, the pulse of every tree, every creature resonating with resilience. As you observe the mother bear and her playful cubs exploring their reclaimed territory, an understanding blooms within you. Their courage is not only a fight for survival, but a symbol of the bond shared among all beings. Their nurturing spirit embodies a fierce commitment to protect the very essence of life. In their quiet defiance, they reflect an unspoken truth. The wilderness thrives on balance, respect, and love. Time flows like a river here. You feel the forest breathing, exhaling a sigh of relief. The struggles faced by all of its inhabitants echo in your heart. With each rustle of leaves and flutter of wings, the air vibrates with the promise of renewal. You can sense the lingering energy of a moment that has not merely passed, but has transformed the landscape of your perception. In that tranquil space, clarity washes over you like a sweet dawn. The wild is not merely a backdrop to human existence. It is a vibrant sanctuary of life deserving of protection. You've learned that nature's tenacity is unmatched, an ancient wisdom held in the roots of every tree. You have become part of its story, a witness to its majesty and a recipient of its lessons. As the sun climbs higher, casting long shadows across the forest, you feel compelled to spread this newfound conviction. You recognize the moral responsibility that comes with understanding. It is your duty to honor and advocate for those whose voices remain unheard. In sharing this truth, you hope to inspire action, to ignite a flame of compassion in others. You take a deep breath, allowing the crisp air to fill your lungs. Each inhale a promise to protect and cherish the wild. You stand on sacred ground, knowing that this moment has etched itself into your soul. You pledge to carry the spirit of this forest with you, understanding that every act of kindness towards nature reverberates through the ages, fostering a legacy of balance and love. And there, at the crossroad of fear and freedom, you feel the heartbeat of the universe synchronize with your own. The mother bear's fierce watchfulness, her fearless fight, and her unwavering love for her cubs flow through you like an unbreakable bond. You are now woven into the fabric of this wild narrative, a testament to the strength found in unity. As the sunlight breaks through the canopy, illuminating the forest in a glorious glow, you share a silent promise with the world around you. To safeguard the wild and its secrets, to uplift those who cannot defend themselves. The call of nature will linger in your heart, an invitation to learn, to connect, and to protect the sacred balance that sustains us all. As you take a final look at the mother bear and her playful cub, you leave the forest transformed. You carry with you the understanding that in this world of struggle, there is always room for hope, renewal, and the chance for all beings to thrive. Each step you take from this moment is imbued with a powerful purpose, a reminder that nature's voice is vibrant and alive, and it beckons for defenders. Within this forest, you have witnessed a story of courage, justice, and unity. You are now part of a rare collective that understands the hidden truths of the wild, a community that will champion its sanctity. The solemn realization settles, the wild will rise again and again, echoing through the ages, a testament to the enduring spirit of life. And with this, you leave the woods behind, ready to share the tale that must be told. As you step out of the forest, the warm morning sun spills over the horizon, igniting everything in a golden glow. The air is fresh yet charged, filled with a sense of urgency. You take a moment to absorb the world beyond the trees, feeling the weight of the stories you carry, the echoes of courage, struggle, and unity. This isn't merely a farewell to the woods, it's the beginning of a new journey as you become an advocate for the wild. Each step forward feels heavy with purpose. You breathe in deeply, the crisp air filling your lungs, reminding you of the promises made to that beautiful forest and its inhabitants. You know you must share these truths. Many remain unaware, blissfully ignorant of the battles waged so silently in nature, the threat of poaching, the suffering of captured animals. It stirs something deep within you, a fierce desire to awaken others to their responsibilities. As you walk through the bustling streets, the urgency intensifies. You see others rushing, absorbed in their own lives, oblivious to the invisible connections binding them to the wild. The contrast is stark between the chaotic city and the peaceful sanctuary of the forest, the two worlds so closely intertwined, yet often at odds. You feel compelled to bridge that gap, to reach into the hearts of those around you and ignite a passion for preservation. Your mind races with ideas. You imagine community gatherings where stories of the wild can inspire empathy. You envision educational programs that could illuminate the hidden beauty of nature, urging people to realize their role as guardians, not just consumers, but stewards of the earth. Each thought fuels your determination to create change. You recall the mother bear, fierce and steadfast, standing tall against her enemies. Her strength becomes your guiding force. You reach out to local organizations, eager to unite those who share your vision. Together, you brainstorm initiatives aimed at raising awareness about wildlife protection. Every conversation drips with passion as you work to engage the community, to speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. You draft articles to share online, penning pieces that capture the beauty of the wild, the importance of every creature within it. You want people to see what you've seen, the vulnerability of life thriving amidst human disregard. With every word, you hope to kindle a spark of compassion, a reminder that the health of our planet depends on understanding and respecting its intricate web. Weeks pass, and as you rally the community, excitement begins to bubble. Workshops are organized, kids are invited to connect with nature, and donations pour in to support conservation efforts. You watch in awe as faces light up with the realization that everyone can make a difference. The wave of change feels palpable. An energy flows through the air, a collective awakening that echoes the ferocity of the mother bear. As voices rise in advocacy, you reflect on how far you've come, on the journey from the depths of the forest to the heart of your community. You feel a connection forming, a tapestry woven from the threads of compassion, understanding, and joy in the natural world. Each person's voice adds depth to the chorus, harmonizing with the principle that nature must be protected. In your quiet moments, you meditate on the wild, the lessons it has to teach. The interconnectedness between all living beings unfolds before you like a map of compassion. Each creature a vital strand that contributes to the vitality of life on Earth. In understanding this, you also learn what it means to advocate not just for the bears, but for ecosystems, for harmony, for balance. You find yourself returning to the forest often, each time a pilgrimage, reminding yourself of that sacred dance of life, a reminder of the story you must tell. You continue to observe, to listen, absorbing the whispers of the wild that guide your efforts. The commitment to safeguarding nature becomes your purpose, your mission. Eventually, a significant event is organized, a community gathering dedicated to wildlife awareness. Folks from all walks of life arrive, filling the space with energy and excitement. As you step up to speak, your heart races. Every face gazes back, eager to hear your truth. You share the story of the mother bear, the urgency of the moment you witnessed, and how it transformed you. You feel the power of your words, the hope rising within the crowd. Together, you forge a pact, a commitment to restore balance between the human world and nature, to walk hand in hand with respect for all living creatures. As the day closes, you look around and see a glimpse of the future you long for. A community entwined with nature, voices united in a steadfast resolve to protect the wild. You realize the journey is ongoing, filled with challenges and triumphs, but now you are not alone. You are part of something greater. And as you walk away from that gathering, you carry the spirit of the mother bear with you, the fierce protector, the unyielding spirit of the wild. With every step, you traverse the delicate balance between hope and responsibility, knowing the fight for the wild will continue to echo through your life. Stepping outside the community center, you feel the warm glow of sunset wrapping around you. The energy from the gathering still hums in your chest, an exhilarating mixture of hope and determination. Every face you encountered that day now occupies a special place in your heart, and the prospect of shaping a brighter future for the wild drives you to push forward. In the days that follow, you immerse yourself in the world of wildlife conservation, gathering stories and expertise like precious gems. Each anecdote fuels your passion, reminding you of the fierce mother bear that inspired it all. You know that education is key to awakening a wider community to the beauty and fragility of nature. With determination, you start to draft a series of workshops aimed at connecting people with the wild and revealing the urgent reality of its threats. As the first workshop approaches, nerves tingle in your stomach. You prepare to share heartwarming stories about the wonders of nature, but you also know the reality is stark. After all, knowledge is a double-edged sword, vital but heavy. How can you illuminate the struggles of wildlife while still kindling hope? On the evening of the workshop, as participants flood through the doors, you welcome them with open arms. Their curiosity mirrors your own, and together you begin this transformative journey. The moments fly as you narrate your stories. You share images of majestic bears, delicate ecosystems, and wildlife struggling to survive in the shadows of human hands. The energy in the room shifts. People lean in, gasping in disbelief, eyes widening with compassion. As you delve into the struggles of each animal, the room resonates with shared concerns and blossoming empathy. You highlight local wildlife preservation initiatives, explaining how each tiny effort contributes to the greater good. When you invite open discussion afterward, voices rise, a symphony of passion filling the space. Everyone begins to realize that they have a role to play. The transformation is palpable. You see hope in their eyes as new advocates for the wild are born. Weeks blur into months, and your workshops flourish. With each session, more individuals step forward, their interest igniting their desire to get involved. You start organizing nature cleanups in local parks, uniting families, friends, and newcomers in a common mission. The camaraderie nourishes your spirit, each shared laugh and smile sealing the promise that they are in this together. However, not everything proceeds smoothly. You encounter skeptics, those who refuse to see nature as anything other than a resource. Their resistance sparks intense discussions, but instead of retreating, you lean in, passionate about reshaping their perspectives. You remind them of the intricate interconnectedness of living beings. Often, these dialogues turn into opportunities, chances to spark awareness where there once was indifference. Through it all, the spirit of the mother bear serves both as a guiding light and an unwavering source of strength. Every return to the forest heightens your appreciation for the wild's hidden narratives. You realize your role is not just that of a narrator, but of a protector. As you stand, gazing into the depths of the trees, you carry the burden of truth. Nature is resilient, but it needs allies. You expand your outreach by collaborating with local schools, infusing young minds with appreciation and understanding of the ecosystem. You share stories that connect children with the wild, hoping to nurture compassion in the next generation as they become the custodians of the world. Their laughter and excitement rejuvenate your spirit, a promise of future generations ready to stand up for the wilderness. Eventually, your efforts contribute to larger discussions on wildlife conservation within your community. Legislative initiatives begin to emerge, promoting policies aimed at preserving natural habitats and protecting endangered species. Your heart swells with pride as you witness people coming together to champion the cause. You find yourself reflecting on the beauty of those initial workshops, where voices transformed and the community forged a collective mission. Each step forward feels monumental, a testament to the power of unity against the backdrop of ever-looming challenges. Ultimately, as you walk through the forest paths once more, with the sounds of nature embracing you, you realize these roots run deep. You are part of something greater, a continuous, endless story echoing through treetops and rolling hills. The essence of the mother bear lives on in every heart touched, every life inspired to act. The journey for the wild is ongoing, and with renewed resolve, you know you will never walk alone on this path. In the weeks that follow, a sense of urgency envelops the community. You've witnessed how the spirit of the mother bear has inspired action. Meetings fill with anticipation as plans form to protect the vital habitat threatened by development. It's become more than a project. It's a rallying cry for the wild, a unifying force brought forth by shared love and responsibility for the land. You take the lead in organizing a broader campaign, gathering support from neighbors, local businesses, and even wildlife enthusiasts from beyond the town's borders. Flyers with the image of that fierce mother bear circulate, her strength an emblem of resilience. Each signature collected, each conversation ignites a growing movement that refuses to be silenced. As discussions progress, fear lingers, how to stand against the powerful interests pushing development plans. You remind your community of their strength, recounting stories of those who fought for the future of their wild places. With every shared triumph, you feel the collective courage swell. You host community meetings, ensuring every voice is heard. Some express doubt, others feel overwhelmed by the enormity of the task, but the atmosphere is electric with determination. You stress how pivotal this moment is, emphasizing that every action, however small, contributes to the larger goal. You paint a vivid picture of the habitat, the chance to protect the thriving life it nurtures. The connection to the mother bear and her cubs resonates deeply, reminding everyone of the stakes at hand. The plan for a town hall meeting solidifies. It is here that you will voice the community's demands, urging local lawmakers to recognize the intrinsic value of preserving the ecosystem. Anxiety dances within you. This is a chance to catalyze change, a moment that could alter the course of conservation in the area. As the morning of the town hall arrives, a wave of pride fills you as you see a crowd gathering, neighbors you've come to know. You stand before them, heart pounding but resolute. The energy pulses, an invisible current binding you together. With the spirit of the mother bear behind you, you step forward to speak. You share poignant stories, the delicate balance of life within the habitat, the deer wandering through the forest, the streams bursting with life. You highlight the need for preservation, urging the county to listen, to act with courage for the generations ahead. It's not just about saving land, it's about protecting an entire way of life. The crowd murmurs in resonance with your words, voices rising in support. A wave of hope sweeps across the room, igniting passion in those who once felt helpless. Encouraged by this unity, they begin to stand and share their own connections to the land, their own stories of love for the wild. The discussions reach a crescendo, and the proposal for preservation takes shape. Petitions are drawn up, and you feel a blend of excitement and resolve. Each signature obtained reinforces the movement. It's a call to safeguard nature's beauty, a promise anchored in collective effort. As you return home that evening, the air is thick with possibility. You gather your thoughts, overwhelmed by the journey thus far. This isn't just a fight for a piece of land. It's a blossoming belief in community and what shared responsibility can achieve. You see how hope is rooted deep within each heart. Access to nature should be a right for all, not a luxury afforded to only a few. Days morph into weeks as efforts continue to build momentum. Families come together for rallies to raise awareness, children and adults drumming the message of conservation through chants and laughter. You witness a palpable shift. Once divided, now you see neighbors united by a single mission. After months of tireless campaigning, the town council finally schedules the vote on the preservation initiative. It feels as if the town holds its breath in unison. The moment arrives, and voices fill the chamber as citizens advocate for their cause. With each speaker, the resolve grows. This is a defining moment, one echoing in the hearts of every individual who cares for the land and its critters. As you sit among friends, hand in hand, waiting for the outcome, you remember the mother bear. Her relentless spirit inspires courage within this gathering, reminding everyone of the strength found in community. When the vote is called, you hold your breath, hoping for the future you've all worked so hard to create. And when the votes are tallied, the room erupts in cheers and laughter. Victory belongs to the wild. In this defining moment, you understand that the heart of the bear pulses in every advocate gathered. You feel a deep connection to nature anew, a bond unbreakable, rooted in love, spirit, and hope. The journey is far from over, but you know now, you will continue to fight as part of this wild, unwavering community. As the echoes of celebration fade, you stand amidst a gathering that feels electric with possibility. The spirit of the mother bear pulses vividly among your neighbors, reminding everyone of the commitment to protect the land. Yet, this victory is merely the first step. You feel a profound responsibility resting upon your shoulders, the need to cultivate this passion and ensure it thrives. Determined to keep the momentum, you organize gatherings at the local park, inviting families to share their stories of connection to nature. Wildlife Days emerge as a fixture on the community calendar, designed to deepen awareness and foster relationships with the land. Children, wide-eyed with wonder, explore the forest trails with you, learning about the critters that call it home. Each hike becomes a shared adventure, where you share the forest's secrets. The rustling leaves, the prints in the mud, the songs of birds overhead. Their laughter intertwines with the calls of nature, creating a beautiful symphony of joy. Together, you experience the magic of the wild, each moment a thread weaving the community closer. But as news of your efforts spreads, a new challenge arises. Development plans, once a whisper, now linger on the town's horizon. Concerns erupt during Wildlife Days. Worried voices ask what this means for the forest. You remind them of the importance of their advocacy, their role in preserving the precious habitat. We must stand together, you urge, for this land is our shared treasure. Feeling the weight of their concern, you gather your community again. The energy in the room is a mix of determination and fear. Together, you strategize, organizing a town hall meeting to address the developers' plans directly. You encourage everyone to articulate not just their worries but their hopes for the future. You want them to see that this battle is a reflection of their commitment to the wild. The day of the meeting arrives, and an undercurrent of tension vibrates in the air. As you sit among friends, waiting for the discussions to unfold, the reality of what's at stake solidifies within you. You take a deep breath, remembering the strength of the mother bear and the community standing beside you. The voices of your neighbors begin to rise, advocating bravely for the preservation of the forest. As passionate testimonies echo around you, hope ignites within the chamber. When the final votes are cast, you close your eyes and whisper a silent prayer. Then, cheers erupt as victory flashes once more across the room. United, you bask in this triumph, an affirmation that the community's heart beats strong for the wild. Yet the shadow of development still looms. Practicing resilience, you return to the forest, staring into its depths, seeking guidance. You know this journey doesn't end with a single battle won. It's a series of ongoing commitments. You gather your neighbors again. This time, the conversation shifts to collaboration, to think of ways to cultivate local stewardship. Clusters begin forming, groups that promise to take action every day. Stranger becomes friend as you witness people connect over their shared love for the wild. You propose innovative ideas, community gardens, school programs, and conservation clubs, all designed to build knowledge and reinforce the bond between people and the land. As winter approaches, chilly air wraps around your town, but warmth swells in your heart. You realize you've nurtured a community of advocates equipped with the passion needed to protect their home. Memories of the celebratory evenings flutter across your mind, the laughter, the stories, the plans for future battles. To celebrate the progress, you invite the community to a winter festival where families can come together to share in the spirit of the season and the spirit of the wild. You arrange storytelling circles where everyone can pivot back to the lessons learned from nature. The night sparkles with luminaries illuminating the paths, and children bundle up, their faces aglow. The air hums with anticipation as you gather everyone around. With a fire crackling nearby, you recount stories of the courageous mother bear, emphasizing the importance of nurturing not only the land but each other. As the festival unfolds, the sound of laughter mingles with hope. A community forged not just by proximity, but by shared belief in the beauty of the wild. You see it in their faces, and you know that together they stand as guardians, unwavering and vigilant. The spirit of the mother bear lives on within each of them, forever igniting a fire for nature, one that refuses to be extinguished. With the last flickers of the fire, you breathe out a sigh of gratitude. Your commitment is deepened, not just to the forest, but to the people who bring it to life. The journey ahead is filled with possibilities, and you know that as allies, you will face whatever lies ahead. Together, you walk the path forged by the wild, ready to protect it, nurture it, and cherish it for generations yet to come. With the echoes of the winter festival still warm in your heart, you revel in the newfound spirit of community. Your town has transformed into a hub of enthusiasm for the wild, united by laughter, stories, and a shared desire to protect the land. As the snow begins to melt, leaving trails of mud and sprouting greenery, a renewed energy courses through the neighborhood. Spring arrives, and it feels like a promise unfolding. Invigorated by the momentum, you organize weekly wildlife days to connect families with nature. Children dash through the trees, their laughter like birdsong, while parents learn about local flora and fauna. With every encounter, each discovery of a nest, a wildflower, or a fleeting deer, you see the community strengthen, woven together by these shared experiences in the wild. Among the enthusiasm, a neighbor with an artistic flair suggests creating a mural celebrating the forest. "Let's capture our love for this land," she exclaims, her eyes bright with inspiration. Everyone rallies around the idea, and planning sessions unfold, each one filled with excitement. Condensing the essence of the wilderness onto a wall becomes a symbol of collective commitment and creativity. As the mural takes shape, vibrancy dances across the community center's exterior. Families gather for the unveiling, faces aglow with anticipation, admiring the colors that paint the stories of the land and its creatures. You take a moment to stare at the mural and feel a swell of pride. It represents not only the nature you cherish, but also the bonds born from a shared fight. You decide to capture this energy and plan outreach programs to connect with neighboring towns. "If we can spread our love for the wild, we can inspire others," you announced during one meeting. Everyone nods, excitement rippling through the room as ideas take flight. Conversations buzz around initiating workshops, promoting conservation awareness, and inviting neighboring communities to partake in the beauty your town has found. But just as optimism flourishes, shadows creep over your efforts. Whispers of a development plan surface, threatening further encroachment on the land you've worked so hard to protect. Anxiety ripples through the community during a gathering, and you feel heartache fill the space. These woods, the very backdrop to so many memories, now face danger once more. Determined not to falter, you call for an emergency meeting. The atmosphere buzzes with tension as you gather voices and stories. "We can't let this happen," you urge, resolve etching itself into every word. "We must unite even stronger for what we believe." As plans unfold, you see familiar faces turn to each other, their shared commitment igniting renewed energy in the room. You coordinate rallies, create petitions, and mobilize the community's collective spirit. Stories flood out, testimonials from families showcasing the love their children have for the woods. You urge them to share their narratives with local officials and decision-makers. Their passion is a powerful tool. When the day of the town hall arrives, the air is thick with anticipation. Sitting near the front, you grasp the hands of your neighbors. As testimonies ring out, voices blend into a powerful anthem for preservation. Each story is a reminder of the connection people have forged with the land, its beauty seen through the eyes of the next generation. Then comes the moment of truth. The proposal's fate is in the balance. The council calls for a vote, and you hold your breath. This isn't just about land, it's about the future of your community and its commitment to the wild. You feel the murmurs ripple through the room: hope, worry, defiance, and then victory. The proposal is soundly rejected. Cheers erupt and relief floods your being, laughter ringing out in joy. You embrace your neighbors, feeling the warm pulse of solidarity, an unbreakable bond forged in shared love and devotion for the wilderness. As you step outside, the evening sky sprawled above. You let the exhilaration wash over you. It feels surreal. This fight you feared had taken a toll. Instead, it has only strengthened the community's core. You know the journey goes on. The whispers of the wild will always beckon each of you to rise and protect it. With the sun setting on this chapter, you recognize the transformative power of your shared commitment, echoing the enduring spirit of the Mother Bear. Together you walk this path, forever guardians of the wild, ready to nurture, protect, and cherish the land. You have seen the strength in unity, and with resolute hearts, you know all things are possible when you stand as one.